Let's draw in distorted 3 dimensions. Hello, welcome to another episode of GoGoMock Rocket Sheep. Today we are going to draw a request that somebody had, and that request was this distorted perspective, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But before we get to all of that, let's take a look at the drawings that you sent in last week. Hold up a second. Before we get to drawing, you gotta understand something. 2-dimensional images are made up of width and height. Let's visualize that as a grid. 3-dimensional objects exist with width, height, and depth. Let's visualize that as multiple grids stacked on top of each other. Today we're gonna draw 3D objects on a 3D distorted plane. Let's give it a shot.
Easy mode!
So we're just gonna start by drawing a really simple treasure chest. Just from the front, a rectangle, and then there's going to be the lid, which kind of curves up like this. And we're going to put a little keyhole on the front, little lock. And we'll put handles on the side, put a metal band along the edge, and then the wooden slats. Okay. Now to draw a 3D one, we just take that and make it into a 3D rectangle. So we start by building a kind of a skewed rectangle. Then we'll make it into a 3D rectangle, like that. And then we build on top of it the lid, which is a little curve. And then we build the curve over here, connect the curve at the top, okay? Then we have the handle, which is like so. And then draw another one over here. Okay. Then you add in the other details like the lock, which is a 3D lock, like so. Then you add the metal bands. We're gonna make a distorted one of these. So we start with our base. Let's say we want our base to be bendy like that, okay? And then we do the top of the rectangle. Let's say we want it to be like this, kind of a weird bent. So a rectangle kind of looks like this. Okay, and then you continue on that, draw that curve, and then connect it at the top. Okay, so you can see that we're just doing we're following all of the same steps that we used to make this one and this one and this one, but we're just sort of distorting and bending where they go. So we add on the other things, like we add the lock and we try to make sure that it follows the same directions as the lines that we've already got. Add the handle again, gotta kind of follow the same. So this line here parallels this one kind of matches up with that. And if you do it right, kind of trace the distortion in the way that it is, you can get it to look pretty neat. Okay, and then we add the metal bands, thicker and thinner, and then we add in the slats of the wood. In photography, you can get cool different distorted effects by changing the lens. In illustration, you can just get distorted effects that would be impossible with a lens. Alright, so you can see we have our pretty simple treasure chest from the front, a 3D treasure chest over here, and then we have kind of like this distorted, skewed treasure chest.
Medium mode.
I'm gonna do my TV stand that I have downstairs with the TV on it. So the 2D version is a rectangle. That's the top of it, and there's a rectangle. That's the bottom of it. There's 3 doors. There's 2 little legs, and then of course there's the TV, which kind of goes the length of it. Then you sort of follow the same steps with the treasure chest, and you make it into a 3D TV stand. Now we want to try to do the same thing that we did with the treasure chest. Let's start with the base. Let's try to distort this in a way that is impossible to distort in real life, and we'll try to draw it from there. So we'll do it with a wave. Okay, so we got this edge here. I'm gonna put right here, but then we're gonna go like this. Burp. Make it a wave. Burp. Okay. Let's do this back edge. Burp. Okay. So then we can build our rectangle. Burp. Burp. Build it in there. There we go. Okay, then we got to build this part. So this leg is going to go follow the angle. This one is going to follow the angle. And then we got to build that following the wave. Following this wave here. Okay. And then you draw the leg. And the leg. And the leg. Okay, then we got to put in these shelves. So you just follow the wave of the line. Okay. Okay. And then you add that and that. Okay, now the tricky part is going to be doing the TV. So you have to follow the line for the base of the TV. So this one's parallel to this one one's parallel to this one. Build the base up. Okay. You have to build sort of these lines up. Okay. To build your plane. And then you just build these lines. You want to build, okay, so the TV is halfway through back to the stand. Okay, and then you kind of have to, the top of the TV will be up here and up here, here. Okay, so the TV is halfway through, which means you have to do this parallel wavy line down and then up like that. You build it halfway down, down and then up. So it's got to go lower, down and then up. There we go. Now this line has to come up here like so, and then like so. Build that TV back. Build it to the stand. It's kind of wavy in a way that I think would be pretty impossible to get with a camera unless you had a really busted lens. So you can do this with really any 2D object that you draw and you make 3D. You can take it and turn it into a distorted 3D object, and as long as you kind of follow this basic grid that distorts, even though it won't look like it would look in real life, it still looks pretty neat. Alright, there's medium mode, a little bit more of a complex object. First straight on, second at a little bit of an angle, and then third wavy distorty. And I added the hellos that you can kind of see in the middle of that big gray space, how the distortion sort of works. But the big thing is you take your basic plane straight ahead, and then you make it into a 3D plane, and then you distort the 3D plane.
Hard mode.
For hard mode, take a picture of yourself using one of those apps that can distort the picture and draw from that reference yourself as best as you can. It was pretty fun to draw, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, if you had a good time drawing and you want to see your picture in next week's video, send it to me at gogomockrocketcheap@gmail.com. I'd love to see your drawing and put it in there. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.